flower changed everything. Ever had vanilla, plain old vanilla anything? Vanilla is the most popular ice cream flavor in the US for sure. Ever wondered who made it possible? Not who sold it, not who bottled the extract, but who figured out how to grow vanilla outside of Mexico, where the native pollinating bees are the only place where they exist, because that person was a 12-year-old enslaved boy who happened to be an orphan. For over 300 years, vanilla refused to grow almost anywhere on Earth. Kings wanted it, merchants chased it. Scientists couldn't solve it. Then in 1841, 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius looked at a vanilla flower and in less than a minute changed the history of how the world eats, sweets, and celebrates forever. Our title, Vanilla's Forgotten Hero. Welcome to Dream Builders Diaries, building dreams one story at a time. I'm Jeannie Craft, and here at Dream Builders Diaries, we dive deep into the personal stories of entrepreneurs, artists, innovators, and everyday visionaries just like you. We believe that every dream starts with a story worth telling, and by sharing these stories, we aim to empower you to create your own dream and the story behind it. But before we get started, grab a paper and a pencil if you don't already have one. Inspiration, ideas, and dreams come and go very quickly. Jot yours down and don't let them get away. Without this 12-year-old boy, vanilla ice cream, birthday cakes, cookies, and countless desserts might never have existed the way that we know them today, and almost nobody has heard his name. The story behind your favorite flavor begins with a forgotten child whose discovery changed history forever. His name should be as famous as, well, Einstein, but history almost erased him. History celebrated the flavor, but forgot the child who made it possible. Millions enjoy vanilla every day, but almost no one knows the incredible story of the boy who made it possible. The sweetest discovery was made by a boy who was only 12 years old. He was enslaved, but he was brilliant. The most important discovery in vanilla history wasn't made by a famous scientist. It was made by this little orphaned boy. Every vanilla bean you've ever enjoyed exists because one child noticed something everyone else missed. The year was around 1820. The place, Réunion Island, a French colony in the Indian Ocean where the orchids that produced the vanilla had been brought in hopes of starting a vanilla production business there. His name was Edmund Albius. His mother had died during childbirth, so she would not be there to be able to influence this young man's life. That is why he was an orphan, who never met the person who gave him life. Vanilla vines produce pure white orchids, which only bloom for only a few short hours. And in France, the vines were sterile because no insect could pollinate them. The original plants had come from Mexico, where a special bee naturally pollinates them. French colonists had imported those vanilla plants from Mexico, but could not figure out how to make them bear fruit. You see, on Reunion, there was only some vanilla orchids, but no bees, no pollination, beautiful white orchids, healthy vines, but no vanilla beans. Many had tried to solve this problem. Botanists tried, plantation owners had tried, others had tried and failed until Edmund stepped in. The man who kept Edmund a slave taught him a great deal about botany. Mr. Beaumont taught the young Edmund how to fertilize flowers and how to care for orchids, which take extra special care. In 1841, Edmund, just 12 years old, with no formal education and no freedom, discovered a method using a thin stick, much like a blade of grass, and his young thumb. He gently lifted the orchid's flap, pressed its reproductive parts together, and moved in a special way to smear the sticky pollen from the male to the female part of the plant. And voila, he pollinated the flower by hand. Now, most would think this would be a very long process to do what they do for every single flower, but it was brilliant. It was fast, and it worked. And it worked so well, it is still being used today. Suddenly, vanilla beans could be grown on Reunion. And shortly after his discovery, Reunion became the largest supplier of vanilla to the entire world. Now it's Madagascar. It has some of the most expensive and delicious vanilla that can be produced. And it's now the world's #1 supplier of vanilla to the world. All across the tropics, vanilla is grown and pollinated the way Edmund showed those who would not listen. Well, maybe they would listen. And to this day, most of the vanilla we use around the world is pollinated using Edmund's method. Sometimes changing the world doesn't require money, power, or freedom. Just curiosity and the courage to try something no one else had tried, with the success now known to produce something that no one else was able to figure out. Yet while vanilla became a billion-dollar industry, Edmund Albius never saw fame or fortune. Yet he changed everything. He was freed from slavery in 1848 and left the plantation for St. Denis. It was there that he adopted his new surname, Albius, from alba, meaning white, in reference to the beautiful color of the vanilla white orchid. No statues, no reward, not even an account to sustain him in his advanced years. He died in poverty in 1880, and after 5 years of a 10-year sentence for stealing jewelry, the judge was the first person to grant him some credit for his contributions to vanilla production in Reunion by cutting his 10-year sentence to only 5. Otherwise, his genius was largely ignored. Imagine discovering something that changed the world at just 12 years old and while enslaved, and while almost nobody knows your name. He wasn't allowed to own his own freedom, but he gave the world one of its sweetest gifts. So next time you taste vanilla, actually you smell it first. And in most cases, when it's tasted all alone, it tastes much like alcohol. It tastes not too great by itself, but when added to ice cream or cake, perfume, or even your morning latte, you taste the delicious, unmistakable aroma of what you are eating, thanks to the forever for the flavor of vanilla, the legacy of a young Black boy who changed agriculture forever with the flick of his thumb and the courage to try something different. For centuries, the world's most valuable flavor had one impossible problem until one child solved it. The slave boy who solved vanilla's biggest mystery shared his secrets. Otherwise, vanilla almost wouldn't exist. One simple discovery made by a young, curious boy helped to transform desserts and the global economy, not just for a few years, but for this century and many centuries to follow. Every time you taste vanilla ice cream, you're experiencing the work of a 12-year-old enslaved boy almost nobody remembers. The boy who changed vanilla forever was a forgotten genius. Yeah. So what was your biggest takeaway from our diary today, and how does this diary relate to how you review what you learned about how you bring your dream to life? Why this diary? Because this diary demonstrates the magic and beauty of a love of giving. The world is better for millions because of it, and behind the headlines is a story few people have heard, but millions have tasted and felt. I also share this diary because this powerful diary also celebrates the virtues of following one's heart to make her dreams a reality over and over again. Yes, making dreams a reality. Dreamers, believe in yourselves, be passionate, work smart, know your why, and apply what you learn each day. Enjoy life and always, always be kind. I want to leave you with this quotation. There is no stupid question. Unknown. Read it again. There's no stupid question. Special thanks to those who may not have written his name in every textbook, but we can speak it now. And thank you, Edmund Albius, for all of the vanilla lovers in the world. Special thanks to those of you who listen to Dream Builders Diaries regularly. I'm grateful to you. The honor to spend time with you is all mine. Check out the other diaries and Dream Celebrate playlist. If you don't have it yet, get your 90-Day Dream Builders Diary by Jeannie Craft on Amazon. The link will be in the description. Like and share this diary and subscribe for more, and contact us to share your story. Thank you, and until next time, building dreams one story at a time.